coming out story, an unintentional coming out story to that didn't go so well. Actually went horribly wrong. I was actually with a very, very close friend, the kind of friend that might take a bullet for you. I mean, very, very close friend this happened with. Been friends for like 5 or 6 years, did everything together. He was straight. As a matter of fact, he happened to be a very good-looking guy. When he was in the Navy, in fact, the captain of the ship that he was stationed on actually used him as sort of a decoy for other gay sailors, or for gay sailors on the ship, and was actually assisted in having some of them kicked out of the military. Sad but true, but it did happen. Anyways, that was the only thing that I really had a problem with him. Otherwise, just the nicest guy in the world, and we had so much in common and everything. Anyways, he bought a house and asked me to move in as a roommate. Actually, one of 2 other roommates that were in the house along with him. I had just broken up with a very good boyfriend just previous to that, which he didn't know anything about. So when I moved in there, I was kind of bummed out, sad, depressed for a while, and he gave me lots of space and was cool about it and everything. I never really discussed it with him at the time, what was going on in my head. Then one day I was on the phone talking to a couple of friends, and I was talking kind of, dirty to them, almost like a joke on the phone, and he overheard it and thought I was talking to him. He was downstairs, so I couldn't hear everything that was going on. He just heard what I said. Next thing I know, he's asking me to move out of the house, and I had nowhere to go at the time, and was on unemployment at the time, so I didn't have a job or anything or anywhere to go. So it was pretty upsetting for me. This is a good example, by the way, for anyone who's still living at home with the parents, teenagers or whatever. Probably should wait until you are ready to move out on your own, or at least have some place where you can go and crash for a while if it ever goes bad like this type of situation. He actually made up a sort of little medical excuse, saying that his doctor says he's got to have quiet during the days and not have stress in his life and stuff, which I think was a lie. Just to kind of ease his mind about asking me to leave. He also, when he asked me to leave, he actually apologized, sincerely apologized for asking me to leave, which I thought was kind of interesting. But fortunately, I found a friend who was working in a bar, who had an opening in his apartment for a roommate, and asked me if I wanted to move in, and somehow I would take care of the rent, and we'll get by and stuff. And that worked out pretty well, actually, for me. But I realized that a lot of these kids who have, even some of them not even old enough to have a job or have any money, are being kicked out of their houses, from their parents' house, and with nowhere to go, and they end up being victims in some way or another, or out on the street, people taking advantage of them and stuff. So I would just give anyone advice. My advice would be to sort of just, look around, see what your situation is like, and make the decision whether you should take whatever the parents are dishing out for whatever how many years you have left before you can get out on your own by coming out, or come out and just be possibly kicked out of your house, or beaten, or God forbid killed or something. It's just good advice to really think it through before you come out to your parents when you're still living with them. So anyways, that's my story. If you have a similar story that you want to make a comment about, or make a blog on here, feel free. Thanks, and good luck.